Okay, today we're going to do notes number 13, which is solving inequalities. So we're going to be pretty much doing the same thing that we've been doing with solving equations, except this time we have what we call the golden rule added on. So we're going to solve, whenever we're solving inequalities, we're going to do them the exact same, solve for the variable. We're going to use inverse operations to do this. Now, the only key thing with inequalities is we have what we call the golden rule. If you multiply or divide both sides by a negative number, you'll have to flip the inequality sign. So anytime at the end, whenever we're dividing by a negative, we're going to have to flip that inequality sign. So that's going to be important. And then our last step is to graph, which we're actually going to talk about more tomorrow. So on our first one, we have negative 3, x minus 4, and it is less than or equal to 21. So this time we need to distribute. Now, since we're only distributing to one side with that negative number, we don't need to flip our inequality. So we're going to get negative 3x plus 12 is less than or equal to 21. Then we can treat that inequality sign like an equal sign until the end. That crosses out. We get negative 3x is less than or equal to 9. And then our last step is to divide by negative 3. So this one, since we're dividing by this negative number, we need to flip our inequality sign. So our inequality sign, instead of pointing to the left, it's now going to point to the right. And that would be our final answer. So that's the only added step in. Okay, this one, we need to get our variable to the left side. So subtract 2x. Oh, that does not cancel. This cancels. This 4 minus 2 gives you 2x plus 5 is less than negative 3. Then you need to subtract 5. You get 2x is less than negative 8. And then divide by 2. So we're dividing by a positive number. So our inequality sign will stay the same. It's what you are dividing both sides by that affects whether you change that inequality sign or not. Okay, going down to number 4, or number 3, goodness, sorry guys. So I need to move my 3x over. This cancels, 4 minus 3 is just x is less than, or is greater than or equal to 9. So that one, nothing happened. Okay, this one's a little bit trickier. So our first step is going to be to distribute that negative. So we're going to get negative 3x minus 6 is greater than 5x minus 8. Then we combine our like terms. So we have 7x and negative 3x. This is going to give me 4x. Minus 6 is greater than 5x minus 8. Then I'm going to move my 5x over. 4 minus 5 is going to give me a negative 1x. Everything else stays the same. I'm going to add 6 to both sides. I get negative 1x is greater than negative 2. And then my last step is to divide both sides by negative 1. So since I'm dividing both sides by a negative number, my inequality sign is going to flip. And the negative 2 divided by negative 1 is going to give you a positive 2. Okay, so that's the first page of problems. Let me know if you guys have any questions over that. We're going to move to the next page. So on number 5, our first step is going to be to distribute. We get 3x plus 3 is less than 9. Then we subtract our 3 over. We get 3x is less than 6. And then we divide both sides by that 3. We get x is less than 2. We don't need to flip our inequality signs because we didn't divide both sides by a negative number. Okay, number 6, we need to move our variable over first. So we're going to subtract 6x. If you added 8 over 2, that would be okay. You get negative 2x minus 8 is greater than 2. Next step is to add 8 to both sides. You get negative 2x is greater than 10. And then our last step is to divide both sides by that negative number. Now, since I'm dividing by this negative number right here, I need to flip my inequality. So I'm going to go from greater than to less than. 10 divided by negative 2 is going to give you negative 5. And that is my answer. And like I said, tomorrow we'll work on graphing. 7 says select all the following that have the same solution. So we're going to have to solve each of these. So this one we're going to divide both sides by -6. We're dividing by a negative, so we have to flip our inequality sign. Negative divided by negative is going to give me a +4. Okay. Add 6, add 6. We're going to get b is less than 4. This one we're going to add 20. We're going to get 2b is greater than 8. Divide by 2. I'm going to get b is greater than 4. And then the last one, you're going to add 4. You're going to get 14 is less than 4b. And then divide by 4. So this one, you're going to get 14 over 4, which is the same as 7 over 2, is less than b. This is the same as b is greater than 7 over 2. So you can always flip these two, but remember, you also have to turn the sign if you were to rewrite it like that. Okay, so it looks like A and C are the only ones alike. Because this one, the inequality sign is different, and this one, you have a totally different answer. Okay, let me know if you guys have any questions. Make sure you understand number 7, because that one will probably be on the test or the quiz. You guys can get started on your homework now.